He said. I'm sorry you got hurt by all this. The shock on his faces was priceless when I just smiled back. Don't be, I said, sipping my coffee. It led me to something much better. Oh. And your new girlfriend called me. She wanted to thank me. It's insane how fast everything can change. Just a month ago, I was on top of the world. My boyfriend, Mark, and I had just gotten back from this epic, half-week trip to Japan. We'd been together for a year and a half. And that trip felt like the ultimate confirmation that we were it. We navigated the Tokyo subway system like pros, ate ramen in tiny back alley shops, and walked under thousands of cherry blossom trees in Kyoto. I had this perfect picture in my head of us sharing a matcha ice cream cone in Nara Park, with deer trying to steal our map. I thought, this is it. This is the guy. We're happy. That memory feels like a lifetime ago now. Fast forward to a lazy Sunday afternoon at his apartment about a month ago. We were just hanging out, recovering from the week. I wanted to post a few more pictures from our trip, so I asked if I could look through his phone to find a specific one of us at the Fushimi Inari Shrine. Yeah. Sure. Go for it, he said, barely looking up from his game. It was a normal, everyday moment. I was casually scrolling through his camera roll, past hundreds of photos of temples, food, and us making goofy faces. Then I saw it. Tucked between a picture of a vending machine and a blurry shot of Mount Fuji was something that didn't belong. It wasn't a photo. It was a screenshot. The dark gray background and white text of Discord was unmistakable. My brain tried to process what I was seeing. It was a conversation. I saw his gaming username. The one he always used. Talking to someone else. The words jumped out at me. They were explicit, graphic, and left nothing to the imagination. They were sexting. My thumb, almost moving on its own, zoomed in. There were pictures attached to the messages, small, cropped thumbnails of body parts. My stomach lurched. My first thought was a desperate one. This must be old. From before we were together. But then I saw the timestamp at the top of the screenshot. It was from 3 weeks prior. We had been in Kyoto on that exact day. The image of us walking under the red torii gates flashed in my mind. But it was immediately corrupted. While I was taking in this beautiful, spiritual place with him, he was doing this. On his phone. Probably just a few feet away from me. The air left my lungs. The phone felt impossibly heavy in my hands. The entire trip. Every laugh. Every shared meal. Every I love you. Suddenly felt like a lie. In that instant, my brain didn't spin with 1,000 questions. It had only one. Cold, clear thought. I have to get out of here. I stood up. I didn't yell. My voice came out flat. Dead. What is this? I didn't even have to explain. I just turned the phone around and showed him the screen. The color drained from his face as he looked from the phone to me. He opened his mouth. But no sound came out. I didn't wait for the excuse. There was no explanation that could fix what I had just seen. I grabbed my purse from the couch, walked to the door, put on my shoes, and left. He started to say my name as I closed the door behind me. But I just kept walking. For 2 days, I existed in a state of suspended animation. My apartment felt like a soundproof box. It just stared at the ceiling, replaying the image of that screenshot in my head. The black and gray text burning into my memory. My phone felt like a dead weight on the nightstand. I half expected a flood of texts from him, apologies, explanations, begging, but all I got was silence. The silence was an answer in itself. Then, on the second night, he called. There was no warmth in his voice, just a tired formality. Hey, I've been doing a lot of thinking. He started. My heart hammered against my ribs, bracing for impact. I think we need to end this. It's clear we want different things. On an intimate level. And just for the future in general. I was speechless. My brain couldn't connect the dots. The issue was his betrayal. The issue was him sexting a stranger while we were on what I thought was the trip of a lifetime. But he had somehow twisted it, reframing it as a mutual failing. A problem with us. It was a corporate, bloodless breakup speech. He hadn't mentioned the screenshot once. It was like it never happened. That's what made me push back. An hour later, I called him back, my voice shaking. We need to actually talk about this. Mark, You can't just drop a bomb like that and pretend the reason isn't what you did. We met at a neutral, quiet park halfway between our places. I came prepared to talk about the hurt, the lies, the disrespect, but he just kept circling back to his vague script. When I finally pinned him down, saying, I just don't understand how this is about future plans when the real issue is what I found on your phone. Something in him seemed to break. He saw the genuine pain and confusion on my face. And for the first time, he faltered. He admitted he was confused and that maybe he was making a mistake. That was the little crack of hope I was looking for. And I clung to it. He then proposed his solution. He needed space to think. To get his head straight. He asked for 2 months. 2 months of no contact. I felt like I'd been slapped. 2 months? I asked. My voice barely a whisper. You cheat on me. You break up with me over the phone. And now you want me to wait on the sidelines for 2 months while you figure out if you miss me. It feels like you're putting me on probation for your crime. My goal was to get him to see how insane this was. But all he did was look down at his shoes. He insisted he needed the time. And this is where I made my mistake. Part of me wanted to tell him to get lost. But another, smaller, more pathetic part of me still saw the guy who shared that ice cream with me in Nara Park. It wanted to believe he was just panicking and that with enough time, the good guy would win. So, I negotiated. 2 months is insane. I said. It's a soft breakup and you know it. I can give you 1 month. 30 days. And you have to actually use that time to think about what you did. Not just what you want. He agreed immediately. Almost relieved. Looking back, I feel like a complete fool. I wasn't giving him time. I was giving him an out. I handed him a 1 month. Get to fail-free card because I still had this stupid hope that he'd take accountability for his actions. I guess I really wanted to believe he was better than this. Was I wrong to even give him that chance? The next 3 weeks were a special kind of hell. Every day was a battle between my anger and that lingering, stupid hope. I was counting down the days until the month was up, not knowing if I was dreading it or anticipating it. Then, exactly 3 weeks in a week early, his name popped up on my phone. Hey, can we talk? My heart did this stupid little leap. For a second, I thought, he couldn't even last the month. He misses me. He's realized his mistake. But I had to protect myself. I couldn't just jump into a meeting blind. I needed to know what I was walking into. So I texted him back. Before we meet, I need to know where your head is at. What have you been thinking about? My inner world was a storm. My goal wasn't to restart the relationship via text, but to gauge whether he'd done any actual self-reflection. I was basically asking, have you realized you were a selfish jerk? His replies came back quickly, but they were coded in this weird, therapeutic jargon that said everything and nothing at all. He said he'd had a lot of time to reevaluate his personal goals and that he realized he needed to be true to his own path. There was a lot of I and me in his messages. He never once mentioned the screenshot, his betrayal, or my pain. The message was clear. This wasn't about us. This was about him. We met for coffee the next day. The air between us was thick and awkward. He launched into a polished speech that sounded like he'd rehearsed it in the car. He talked about how much he valued our time together, how he would always cherish our memories from Japan. He kept using phrases like, we just weren't compatible in the long run, and I don't think I can be the person you need me to be. He was letting me down easy, framing the breakup as a sad but necessary thing. Like a noble sacrifice he was making for both our sakes. I let him finish. I just sat there, stirring my cold coffee, watching his mouth move. My brain was like a checklist. Did he take ownership? No. Did he show remorse? No. Then it hit me. He hadn't said it. The one thing that mattered. I put my spoon down. The clink loud in the quiet cafe. Mark, I said, my voice steady. In this entire speech, you've talked about your path, your goals, and our incompatibility. But you haven't said one single thing about what actually happened. He looked confused. What do you mean? The sexting? Mark, I said, keeping my voice low but firm. The screenshot I found. The reason I left your apartment in the first place. You haven't apologized for it. Not once. He had the audacity to look flustered. Like I'd brought up a minor inconvenience from years ago. He stammered. Well, I'm sorry that you got hurt by all this. And that was it. That was the moment my stupid hope finally died. He wasn't sorry for what he did. He was sorry I felt bad about it. He was sorry there were consequences. I looked at him. This man I had loved just a month ago. And I didn't see the person I went to Japan with. I saw a stranger who was more concerned with managing his own guilt than with acknowledging the pain he had caused. In that moment, I realized the problem wasn't just that he had sexted someone else. The problem was that he genuinely didn't think he'd done anything that warranted a real apology. So I'm turning this over to you. Read it. He got the time he asked for. And he used it to build a narrative where he's not the villain. He never once said, "I am sorry for betraying your trust." To me, that lack of accountability feels worse than the sexting itself. Am I crazy for being more hung up on the missing apology than on the original act? What are your thoughts?